So let's subtract 8,288 from 14,191. So let's have the decomposition method over here, and let's have the standard algorithm over here. Let's first write the expanded form of our first number. That's 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 100 plus 90 plus 1. And then we are going to subtract 8,280 and 8. So we don't have a 10,000s place, so we just put 0 over here. And then let's put an underline under the second numbers expanded form to separate our numbers from the answer. Next, let's do the subtraction beginning from the rightmost place, beginning from the ones place. So let's have 1 minus 8. You can see here that this subtraction is not possible because we cannot subtract 8 from 1 because 8 is a lot larger than 1. So what do we do? Since we can't perform that subtraction operation, and that not only happens for the ones place, it also happens for the hundreds place where we can't subtract 200 from 100, and also in the thousands place because we can't subtract 8,000 from 4,000. So what we're going to do is to borrow. We're going to borrow from the place to the left in order for us to be able to perform the subtraction operation. So since we can't take away 8 from 1, what we're going to do is we are going to borrow from the place to the left. So let's borrow 10 from the place to the left. So if we borrow 10, this becomes a new number. It becomes 80, and we put the 10 that we have borrowed in the ones place. So 10 plus 1 becomes 11. Okay, so we borrowed 10, we transferred 10 to the ones place. So that's 1 plus 10, it becomes 11. Now we can perform the subtraction. So 11 minus 8 is 3. Now moving on to the tens place, let's put a plus sign here. Now moving on to the tens place, we have 80 minus 80, which is 0. Let's put an addition sign here and then move on to the hundreds place. Now can we take away 200 from 100? It's not possible, right? Because 200 is larger than 100. So again, we are going to borrow from the place to the left. So we are going to borrow 1,000. Let's transfer 1,000 from the thousands place to the hundreds place. So 100 plus 1,000 becomes 1,100. And 4,000, since we took away 1,000 from it, becomes a new number. It becomes 3,000. Now we can perform the subtraction in the hundreds place. And what is 1,100 minus 200? That will be 900. Okay, let's put a plus sign over here and then proceed with subtracting in the thousands place. Next is 3,000 minus 8,000, which is not possible because 8,000 is a lot larger than 3,000. So we can't take away 8,000 from 3,000. So again, we are going to borrow from the place to the left so that we can make this subtraction possible. What we're going to do is we're going to borrow 10,000. So we move 10,000 from here to here. So 3,000 becomes a new number. So 3,000 plus 10,000 becomes 13,000. Let's just put a 1 over here. Since we added 10,000 to 3,000, that becomes 13,000. And 10,000 minus 10,000, since we transferred the 10,000 to the thousands place, this now becomes 0. So now we can perform the subtraction in the thousands place. And 13,000 minus 8,000 becomes 5,000. Okay, and then let's put a plus sign here and then move on to the 10,000s place. So what's left is 0 minus 0, which is 0. So adding all these numbers up, we get our answer, which is 5,903. Now let's do this subtraction using the standard algorithm. So let's have 14,191 and then put a minus sign here, and we are going to subtract 8,288 and put an underline after the second number so we can separate our numbers from our answer. Now, since there is no 10,000s place, this is understood to be 0. You can put a 0 here so that you're not confused, but normally we just don't add any digits if there are missing digits to the left. So, using the standard algorithm to subtract these two numbers, we're going to subtract the digits only, and we're going to start from the ones place, moving to the left. So 1 minus 8 is, again, not possible, right? So what we do is we just borrow 1 from the tens place. So 9 minus 1 becomes 8. And we just transfer that 1 to the ones place. So this becomes 11. And that's actually what's happening here, right, in the decomposition method. So now we can perform 8 minus 11, which is 3. And then moving on, let's have 8 minus 8, which is 0. No need to borrow or carry over because this subtraction is possible. Moving on to the hundreds place, let's have 1 minus 2, which is not possible. So what we do is we are going to borrow 1 from the thousands place, wherein 4 minus 1 becomes 3. And we're going to add that 1 beside this digit. So this becomes 11. Cross this out. So now we can have 11 minus 2, which is 9. Okay, let's put a comma here. And then proceed with subtraction of the thousands place. So we have 3 minus 8, which again is not possible because 8 is larger than 3. So we borrow from the next place, which is 1. So 1 minus 1 becomes 0. And then our 3, what we do is we put a 1 beside our 3. This becomes 13. So we can now perform 13 minus 8, which gives us 5. And there we have it. We have our answer, which is the same as what we got from the decomposition method. And you can see all the borrowing of numbers on top of our standard algorithm is very much the same as that in the decomposition method.